Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm here with my boy Steve Salcedo,
Dang,
aka.
give my whole government name is crazy.
I got to, man. I got to.
That was
But you didn't let
crazy.
me finish, man. Steve Salcedo over here, aka Skater Steve.
That's good.
So me and Skater Steve, we go way back. We met in middle school, LeCon Middle School. Shout out LeCon Middle School, and we bonded through skating. Fast forward to the future. Now he's an owner of a valet parking company, Western Parking, and I have him in the building. I'm gonna be giving him a haircut. Like always, it's gonna be a great time, great cut. Steve, man, thank you for coming, bro.
Appreciate
and for
you,
your
man.
continued support, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Gotta support the friends.
Oh, yeah. So Steve, where you from, man? Where'd you grow up, man?
East Hollywood, man. You know, Hollywood, East Hollywood, the ratchet side of Hollywood.
Yeah. How was
Born
that?
and
How,
raised.
how was growing up in Hollywood, man?
Ghetto, bro. You know, you don't really see too much.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not what's presented in a movie, man. We're in this little ghetto outside, you know, Santa Monica and Western. If you know, you know, right?
Sorry to cut you off, brother, but same as always, bro.
Same as
haircut
always.
as always.
Yeah.
A little bit off the top, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. But as far as you can remember, you always lived in Hollywood, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Same block, same everything.
Tell me how was what are some of your one core memory that you can share living in coming from like where you come from, bro?
One core memory.
Yeah.
I think appreciating coming from a low income family and neighborhood,
Yeah.
it really does humble you. And I think not only being able to see it but live it are two completely different things. And
I hear you.
and being in that situation can very much want you to be more hungry in your career, in your academic work. There's so much to life, man. And I think people that come from the struggle, the ghetto, whatever, it's an advantage.
I hear you, man.
You know, I say it's an advantage only because you have nothing to lose. You never lose, you only gain. There's a lesson to everything. But you already been to the bottom of the barrel. What more can you go through, you know?
Yeah.
Just get back up. So I think that's a core value of just living in the same area, you know?
Okay. Where did the name, Skater Steve come from? Where did that derive from?
So,
Man, cause that you still known as Skater Steve, bro.
it's so funny, dude, because typically when you get a nickname,
Yeah.
people have to give you that name. I just gave myself that name
Yeah.
because I went through like different transitions of names, bro. I went from like a Call of Duty username and just different little names and shit. And I went from like using my regular name. But I think Skater Steve was more of like, it was just a easy way to describe what Steve, because growing up, I mean, there was multiple Steves. And I think that's what made me fall out of like an easier way to describe who I am. And I think it sound cool, you feel me?
That sounds sick. Skater Steve. I remember I peeped you on Facebook, man. I was like a year older than you, and I was like, "Who's this kid, man?" Getting like 100 likes on his post. Skater Steve, who had Justin Bieber haircut, like a Justin Bieber
Long haircut. Damn, that's
hairstyle.
wild.
But fast forward to today, man. I know you have Western Parking as your company. You're
Yeah.
the CEO, man. How's that been, man? How has that been?
I will say it is a very good blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing in disguise because building something from scratch will show you everybody's true colors, and a lot of the people that support you or claim to support you won't really be there, and you can't take it personal because at the end of the day, every individual is looking out for themselves. It's a fair game.
Right.
It sucks because it'll make it easier, but you go through these different type of errors and like things that you have no excuse. You have to show up every day, and you got to give it your 100 every day. Some days, you know, shit sucks. Like I want to sleep in, or fuck, I want to call out, but how I'm gonna call off of my own company?
Yeah.
That doesn't work. And I think not having someone cut my hours off, tell me go to lunch, or just fire me, like, dude, like I have so much control, and to the point it doesn't feel like a job. And it doesn't feel like a job because it is also a passion of mine that I don't only open doors and drive different vehicles. It's more bigger than that. To me, valet parking is an opportunity. You know the saying, you know, if one door closes,
Yeah.
build another one. It's referring to that. The way I look at it is, hey, I got 10 seconds to open this door. I don't know who this individual is, but somehow, some way, someone across the world is dying to have this conversation with this person, or they're a fan of what they do. But me, because I don't know who they are, within those 10 seconds, I have the opportunity to conversate with them. And, you know, sometimes people are in a rush, and that's cool. But there are some people that don't want to be recognized, because when you're recognized and you're in that higher position, it's almost as if people are scouting you because they want something from you. But when you're not known by an individual, you're just another person. And to them, that's like a fresh breath of air, you know? And the conversation can go deeper.
I hear you.
You know, people be having shitty days, but hey, man, you can crack a little joke or whatever, and they'll like that, you know? Especially if you're providing a service where they feel special and they feel like, oh, damn, like, he's going the extra mile. He doesn't really have to do that. You know? And I like I said, man, you know, there is a book that I want to release at some point in my life. The title of the book is The Power of Networking.
Power networking.
The Power of Networking is really intense. It's really crazy. It falls in the category of manifestation and just, man, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know, we're in an industry where sometimes, hey man, you'll get shadowed, or they won't fuck with you. But if you got someone in that field, in that industry, man, you in there, and you can make something.
What's something crazy that stood out to you the first time that you said, "Wow, like networking is key"? Like I'm sure you had gone through like something, bro.
I mean, transitioning from skateboarding into valet, right? Mm-hmm. The only reason I learned all about networking was because of skateboarding. Skateboarding gave me an opportunity to talk to professional athletes and like sponsor skateboarders. Little companies coming up, trying to like find the next best skater within the area or whatever. And it was almost as like, damn, there's hope. There is a way in. You know,
Right.
with social media and everything changing so rapidly, like there is no longer a rule that you have to do it this way. That doesn't exist no more. You can literally skip steps and go from step 1 to step 3 real quick. That's why everyone has a different pace in the direction they want to go.
What are some of the? How long have you been operating Western Party now?
For about a year and a half. I make 2 years in December.
2 years in December. I'm sure there's been a lot of trials and tribulation and trials, right? That you learn from. And is there one thing that you can tell Skater Steve, barely starting off almost 2 years ago? What would you tell him?
What would I tell him?
Yeah, what would you tell your younger self? Because I'm assuming, at that point, Skater Steve was kind of like, what am I getting into? Let's take a leap of faith.
I would say enjoy the moments.
Yeah.
Be actually present in those moments. And document everything, as in you starting off anything, you skateboarding, you starting a company, you learning how to cut hair, document everything. I think documenting the process of you coming up and you watching yourself in these videos only creates value, and it gives you more of a motivational to look how far you've came.
Right.
Because we're so influenced looking at other people's come up that you're forgetting
To document yourself.
your process, your progress. Like I said, going back, everyone's progress is different. Everything is aligned differently, and because we look at other people, we get lost in like ourselves, and you're not supposed to do that. And I say document everything because, hey man, you're already someone, and you already have a story. We all do.
I like that, Steve. Because I definitely went through like an identity issue where I was trying to fit in with. I was trying to fit in general, and just now at 28 years old, I feel like I'm finally getting to know myself more and more and more. And there's some things that I have paid attention to, and I realized like I'm just gonna raw dog it, I don't really care if it seems a little bit like I didn't prepare, like I didn't make it look presentable or whatever. But that's just my kind of like, that's my thing. I feel like I raw dog stuff. Like as far as content, my stuff sometimes looks cringy as hell looking back at it. But I have never felt, like that's me, bro. Like that's me right there. I'm not trying to like fake it.
I mean, yeah. I think just we live in a world where we're being recorded 24/7, man. Content is everything, and I think you beginning to do content, you need to accept the fact that, hey, I'm looking directly at the camera and breaking out the shell and like not caring what anyone thinks and not overthinking like, fuck, how should I film this, what should I say. Like, once you start getting into that, you're already like out the picture. You're not really focused. You're coming up with excuses at that point.
With that being said, man, where would you like to take your life to using, you know, your business, Western Parking?
Where would I want to take it?
Or in general, where would you like to take your life, you know? Because life is what you make it. So where would you like to see yourself, man? Or what's a legacy, better said, what's a legacy that you want to leave behind?
A legacy that I want to leave behind.
Yeah. Like in this earth, bro.
In this earth?
Yeah. On this earth, on planet Earth, what would you like people to remember you as? Kind of like deep question, huh, bro?
I mean, yeah, it's deep, but I'm much aware of it because I know exactly how to respond to it, and I think for me, it's leaving my legacy and my memories with every individual that's ever came across my life, whether for the good or the bad. But one thing everyone will agree and will say is Skater Steve did motivate me in some type of way and impacted my life, whether it was him giving advice, him showing me how to do something, or putting me on game.
I hear you.
And that, to me, is something very big and important because you'll never be forgotten.
You definitely motivated me, man. Also, well, for starters, when you would come through to the studio, you would always give me your ideas, your intake, and you definitely inspired me and motivated me to get out of my shell, to think outside the box. And I feel like for some people it's very hard for them to tell that to you directly in your face. But I never took it as personal, you know. I took it like, I'm glad he's telling me that.
Well, I think it's just because myself, I'm not a yes man.
Yeah.
I've never been a yes man.
Yes men's can be dangerous, man.
I mean, yeah, I just think like
Just look at Hollywood or
because I'm your friend, I'm gonna tell you like, yeah, bro, that's cool, that's good.
Yeah.
No, because how are you ever going to improve? How are you ever going to push your limits, or how are you ever going to grow? I feel like that's very selfish on my end. Again, not everyone can take that and process that. You know, people's egos get in the way and it sucks, but hey, you know what? You asked me for advice, you asked me for my opinion. And whether you do or you don't, I'm going to say something. Because I'm not a shy individual. Nor am I scared, because the real world isn't going to wait for you. Either you catch up or get left behind. You know? And if you are really willingly wanting to improve yourself as a human being and utilize that into your career, your dreams, goals, academics, anything in this world that you want to do, it starts with your mindset.
Mindset is everything.
Of course, one of the biggest things that will crush your goals is your ego. So you need to learn how to take people's opinions and not be offended, because people only want to help. And people will talk shit too, of course, that's just the nature of it. But hey man, if people are talking shit, you're doing something right.
Yeah. No such thing as bad publicity.
Exactly.
No such thing as bad publicity, man. As I'm getting older, I realize how, like, everybody is the same, and everybody got insecurities. Everybody got emotions, the same emotions as one another. So, like, let's just be nicer to each other, you know?
Yeah, dude, I think I mean, most definitely, we all have the same amount of hours. We all got 24 hours. We all have to eat, you know? Like, we're humans, bro. We make mistakes. We learn from them. And a key point is just to never stop learning. Learning is very important. You know, and this is coming from someone that hated school. But the moment you stop learning, man, like, and not learning as in like, oh, let me pick up a book. Like, no. Like, if reading a book is not your thing, for example, myself, pop in the audio. If not the audio, physically go do something and learn how to do it. Because not learning and just living day to day with no direction can feel like a nightmare where you're lost and you don't want to be 40 something realizing like, fuck, what do I want to do? You know, and I feel like at our age, on our like mid 20s, early 20s, like, this is the time to run it up. This is the time to fail as many times as you can, because you really don't got nothing to lose. You don't.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
You know?
Here we are, man, doing this podcast. One day I'm gonna organize it a lot more. You know, have some questions down. Right now we're just raw dogging it, man. But what do you believe? We're kind of gonna take a pivot over here. What do you? What are some of your belief system as far as like in religion?
In religion, I think just,
You think there's an afterlife?
yeah,
There's an
100%.
afterlife?
And I do believe in we
You-
are all reborn again.
Okay. I heard something on social media of saying someone saying like, when you die, don't go into the light, because everybody's attracted to the light, you know. But don't go into the light because that means that you were not a follower, you know, like. Or he was explaining that like you can refuse to not go into the light so that you don't have to repeat like life again, because whoever you're gonna reincarnate into is going to go through all of the stuff that you went through, you know, like the trauma, the healing. But yeah, it was just a concept of his, because who really knows, right? The afterlife.
Yeah.
As far as we're human, you know, it's just a concept that I liked, I guess. But a lot of people believe also, you know, that there's eternal life through Jesus, or you know, through their religion. But what's something that keeps you grounded, man? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask.
What keeps me grounded?
Yeah. Keeps you humble when you feel a little bit too. You can't always be up. You gotta be balance it out, like they say.
I think my way of balancing it out is, again, having friends give you advice or like almost check you or correct you in certain aspects of how you're acting or how you're moving. And also, I will say, if you're gonna play the game, make sure you play the long game. Because you can't pick and choose when, where, or how. You need to be fully on board within yourself and allow yourself to not get tied up with different emotions and high egos and get lost in money and just women and everything. This is why I think a very good key point, bro, like, it might be like TMI, but I also did hear this from 50 Cent. And I heard a good thing is like celibacy. And celibacy is basically learning to have self-respect and not just get stuck in the illusion of like having sex with people randomly, hooking up. Like, it's way deeper than it even sounds,
Yeah.
Because you just need to have self-respect for yourself, right? An individual that's not in shape, it's not eating clean, that affects the body, that affects the brain. It just, and that's why, like, to stay grounded, you need to like experience celibacy.
I've had my experience with celibacy, man.
Yeah, I think celibacy is a really good thing.
Celibacy.
It keeps you really grounded and it really humbles you and like it makes you realize like, oh shit, like, hell no, like, I don't fuck with you, like, it's crazy.
Celibacy has brought out like drive in me, and I feel like instead of spending that energy to seek temporary satisfaction, you chase the long term.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or instant satisfaction, because yeah, bro, sex, you only that satisfaction only lasts for seconds, even maybe minutes. I mean, I'm talking about at the point of like orgasm. Yeah, only lasts seconds. Maybe like the intimacy part of it that lasts minutes. But all that's temporary, man. At the end of the day, man, you need wealth to have a fulfilling life. And
You said wealth?
wealth. Yeah.
You think that would fulfill your life, wealth?
Yeah, I'm talking about like being healthy, having your family, being at peace with them. Because there's some people that are not at peace with their family, bro. They're not at peace with themselves either. They're letting small emotions get the best out of them.
But that just comes down to growth, man, and like learning, because
That's true.
once you stop learning, like you can never stop learning, dude. There's so much to improve within yourself, in your business, in your goals, your habits that you
There's so
don't even
much.
know.
As long as we're alive, right? We can definitely improve. There's always room for improvement. As long as we're alive. I'd be seeing like my parents, they're in their 60s already. I'm like, man, you still acting like that? You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to act like that when I'm your age, you know? But yeah, man, we're just human, I guess. That's where that saying comes from. We're just human, man. Steve, what do you think? Where do you think your life is heading right now, man? What are some stuff that you need? That you believe that as humans, you know, we need to get closer to, so that we can kind of like stay focused, man. What are some distractions nowadays that everybody is going through? That you believe that is a distraction and is getting us further and further away from our purpose or from our goals.
Comparing yourself to someone else.
That's a big one.
Complaining that why does this individual have it, or this person sucks, like I should have it. That'll hold you back.
Yeah.
Because you're painting a picture, and once you paint a picture, that comes with expectations, and those expectations will not be satisfied because it is out of your control. You can direct it, and you can control the results. But sometimes things happen. God makes certain ideas, game plans not go through. We might not know in that very moment, but if you're learning and you're paying attention to the progress of everything, it's self-written. So for me, when I first started doing ballet, I blew like an $80,000 contract, and that was so close, man. It could have changed my life for sure. I was one signature away from a fat check, and it didn't go through.
How'd you take that?
I was mad, I was upset, but I knew for a reason why it happened. I didn't know in that very moment. Until a few months after, being real with myself, I wasn't ready. And if I would have gone in there, I would have set myself up.
Set yourself up for failure or for a rude awakening?
I guess failing, but also, you know, when you're starting off something, you don't know too much.
Yeah.
So I think like a really good quote I heard through like TikTok was, stay small as long as you can. Because once you become bigger than the system, which is your own system, everything gets overwhelming.
Okay. I never heard that before, man, but I can understand it. Stay small, you know, makes me think so many people are, including myself, we imagine ourselves, or so many people imagine themselves where they want to get to, but they're not considering, or I'm not considering everything that comes with it. You know, stress, the problems, more money, more problems, right?
More bills, a different lifestyle. Shit changes real quick.
If there's somebody out there, man, that was asking for your advice to like, asking for a sense of direction because they feel lost right now, man. Lost of purpose, lost of, lost of purpose, man. What would you, and they're watching this video right now, man, what would you tell them?
I would say learn how to fall in love with yourself.
How does that look like, man? To you?
Do you love yourself?
I definitely
You sound
definitely can question that
why?
because of the fact, just because of the fact that it took me a while to to answer that question, man. I guess it's a journey, right?
It is, but
I guess it's a journey, man. For
it
real.
is, but I think that starts off with like learning who you are.
Yeah.
Who is George? Who is George to yourself, bro? Like, who are you?
Yeah.
You know?
Bro, literally, I was asking myself that question at the gym, bro. Like, I was like, who do you love the most in this world? You know? What are you scared of? You know, like, I was literally like, I never really thought to, I sat down at a desk, quiet, and fully focused, maybe with a glass of water, and just start asking myself some deep questions, like, who?
But this is how you tune yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why.
And now you're bringing in, wow, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's why
bro.
there's individuals where they go to the gym and they look at themselves. They feel good. They feel good. The energy is giving that. People are sensing that.
It's crazy that you asked me that question again. That question gets brought up again.
Well,
Bro,
yeah,
who are
because
you?
like
Who is George?
you're asking for advice.
Yeah.
Someone's going through it. Someone needs a direction. And a typical response would be like, just stay in school, just follow your dreams, stay focused. That sounds,
Cliche.
it sounds cliche, it sounds nonchalant, it sounds like I have nothing to tell you. But I will say, once you learn how to fall in love with yourself, everything else just becomes easier. You give different energy. You wake up feeling amazing. You have some desires, some direction now. Because a lot of us just live day to day. And that's fine. Ain't nothing bad, but it goes back to like, who are you? What do you want to do?
Yeah. If you're watching this video right now, man, start because I guess I'm looking at whoever's watching this video. Of course, man, you're feeling a little like lost in the world right now. You're feeling a little lost of purpose, man. I would say me and Steve definitely would recommend, to start asking you these questions, man. Who are you, and what are you? And like Steve said, love yourself, man. Like, how are you gonna show that? Treat yourself right. Talk to yourself positively. Eat. But your body is your temple, so feed it proper nutrients. You're not gonna go feed it, processed foods and foods that are low on frequency. You gotta feed it like some. I'm not saying like to go to the farmer's market and just eat organics, but just try to like eat some produce, opposed to like McDonald's or little choices like that, man. Because obviously we're talking about taking care of yourself and loving yourself, right?
100%.
Yeah. Man, Steve, how was there a time when you said when you of course we all felt lost at one point in the world, man. How was that for you, man? I know I can definitely share a little bit on that. And how'd you get out of that? Was there anybody in your life at the time? Was it just more so like more some videos, the internet? I know sometimes that can help. Sometimes there's people actually, bro, that come into our lives and talk some sense into us. I know I can name a few people. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I 100% agree with that. I think just take some time to grieve with yourself. Be real with yourself. Don't put a timeline on everything. Be present in the moment. Appreciate what you have left. Because there are other people that have nothing. And if you woke up today healthy, breathing, hey man, you're one step closer to greatness. You have another opportunity to be great tomorrow.
That's facts, man. That's facts.
And if you're going through it, see, the thing is, everyone has a different way of like corresponding to all this. Okay. Some people like to run to alcohol, drugs, use that as a fuel to
cope,
work out, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it just goes back to accepting what it is and letting go of what it was.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's definitely a very complex response, man. Because, like you said, everybody goes through different walks of life at very different ages too.
Exactly.
For anybody out there, man, I think our Skater Steve responds, man, to what I understood. Accept and move accordingly afterwards. You know, love yourself. Like we go back to loving yourself again. You know, find out who you are. Find out what you need to do to come through for yourself. Did you have any mentors growing up?
Mentors?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone
I did.
that you can consider a mentor? Who were your mentors, man?
I think my older brother was a great mentor.
Your older brother. Shout out your brother, man. What's his name?
His name's Miguel.
Shout out Miguel, man. Watching this, made an impact on Steve, man.
I think just getting introduced into skateboarding, introduced into real estate as a young kid, being directed by him as in, we're gonna go do this. There was no option.
Yeah.
It was just, yo, get your shit ready. Let's go. We're gonna go run an errand. And
Yeah.
I think at the same time that just showed the drive of we gotta get shit done. What the fuck? What the fuck we doing?
Yeah.
What we really doing? You know.
Yeah.
Also, being a young kid, seeing him have different like mentors, different friendships, different people to connect with. That's where like the whole networking comes from. We're like, damn, like he has a friend for this, he knows someone for that. Like, how do I get these people? How do I get that plug?
Yeah.
And that's where networking came from me, you know?
Going back to the networking, man.
That's why my book,
Yeah.
The Power of Networking. Something very important for everybody to read and understand the tools to networking. Because networking can be literally anytime, any place, anywhere. A simple conversation. Example, me wearing a necklace with the picture of my baby nephew. That is a way to network. You know, this is the same reason why people have Rolls Royces, why people have Benzes. Because the reason these people have these certain things, Rolexes and all this, yes, it is flashy. But I guarantee you, 5 out of 10 of those individuals use it as a symbol to get in the door, to network with different individuals that probably have the same item.
Do you have any idea? I mean, do you have any advice for somebody that feels like they're not good at networking, man? How were you ever not good at networking, or you felt like you were not good at networking, man?
I don't think so. I just think that mentality,
Yeah.
I think that mentality comes from because you're not realizing that it's not as hard as you think it is.
Yeah.
Because technically speaking, if we take it back to how you met me, that is a certain way of networking.
Right.
You making a joke, someone laughs, that is a form of networking in an aspect,
Right.
right? Someone that you compliment from like the gym or someone's progress or whatever, it's a form of networking. I think people get confused with you have something and I want it and I can do this for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
It's not exactly like that.
Way to put it, man.
I think
Way to put it like that.
in this world and listen to me, in this world we're all used. But it's about not being misused. And that's why there's a lot of entrepreneurs where they don't let a lot of people inside the circle. This is why there's a lot of wealthy people and a lot of people claim, oh, they're cheap, they don't want to pay too much, or they're assholes. And it's not that. It's just it's a sacrifice that they went through, and on top of it, like, they went through the process of, like, bro, people will use you and people will step on you and people will pick up on the game you taught them and use that shit against you. So that's why networking could potentially be hard, because as humans, you think you're in direct trying to scout for a person that you want, if that makes sense, you know?
Right. It can be way simpler than people.
Yeah, it could be way simpler than people think.
Yeah.
And when it's genuine, again, like I said, I have 10 seconds to open the door, talk to the client, and they feel that it's genuine.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, hey, how's it going? Here's a ticket. That just gives out, like, I don't care who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Me, it's just, I'm a people person. I love to talk to people. I don't care who you are. You could be the richest person in this world, and I will still treat you the same. Mm-hmm. And that's with respect and just, hey, bro, like, we're humans. We're all humans.
Yeah. And here and there, yeah, you might feel like you get slapped in the face, right? But that's a them problem.
You know,
it's never a you problem when you're being
it's
nice.
just never deep, bro. You know? It's never deep.
Yeah. So guys, don't trip if sometimes you're being nice, man, and you feel like people are being assholes. Don't trip, man. Just move on to the next person. But don't give up on being, you know, like Steve said, like a nice, genuine dude who's gonna hold the door open, you know, for somebody. That's how opportunities are created, man. You never know who you're gonna meet. Just open the door for somebody. Easy as that. Steve, thank you for your continued support, man. You always it's always a pleasure to take care of you. One of the things that stand out to me, man.
Yeah.
You started your business.
Mm-hmm.
You stay positive through it. You really care for your employees, man. I know you go on trips and you're still tripping about, like, you know, paying them. Those are all signs of, from what I've observed, those are good signs of a good boss, man. Thank you for giving us your insight. Keep being the person that you are. I truly believe, you know, the person that you are, your mindset will take you a long way, man. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for, you know, in a sense, being vulnerable, and giving us a little bit of your truth, man.
Glad to be here, man. Glad to support any way I can. I'm glad I'm able to motivate you. I'm glad that I'm always guiding you and making you push your limits, because you are capable of doing more than you think you could. We all can. And if you got people close to you telling you and supporting you, that should mean the world to you. And not just the world to you, but should also give you a wake-up call every morning, where this isn't a job, bro. This is who you are. This is what I became. And you are changing people's lives. You just changed how I look.
Yeah.
Right? Now that I look good, I feel good, I can go close these contracts. I can go have these meetings. So you do play an impact in people's life. It don't matter if it's in a chair, cutting hair. That is a very big impact. So salute to you.
Thank you for coming on Marathon Podcast, man. Where can people reach you at?
E47. Here. Any questions or any special interviews? Let's make something happen, man.
Yeah, man.
We can all help each other.
We definitely got to make another. You got to definitely come back on the pod, on my channel over here, and we need to get on a different subject. Today we raw dogged it, but like I said in the beginning of the video, next time we're gonna be, we're gonna have a prompt, and we're gonna have a something to guide us.
Right.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. You want to pass me that real quick? Those
What?
boxes?
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. We're currently at Evolution Barbershop. I'm here with Marathon Barber George. Not only my homie, but my best friend. Look, guys, he's doing a current giveaway. How many more tickets you got left?
16, man.
16, guys. Come on. Step it up. Get yours. $20 a ticket. Use some good stuff. And, of course, signed by him, the man himself, Marathon Barber. I think this is something very important to do to support your local barber, your local friends, but also this signature means so much, not only to him, but you're part of the journey. Consider getting yourself a ticket.
Appreciate that, Steve.
Tap in, come on.
Tap in with me, fellas. Tap in with me.